And we are live.
Welcome everyone to the VRYou Podcast on the 26th of March. We haven't been doing the podcast for 2 weeks because of reasons, but today we're back with a nice guest, Nagzz, and let me just introduce everyone for those that don't know. First of all, we have myself, RayZay. Then we have Kyouji.
Hello.
Lusa.
Hello.
Nova.
Hello.
And Thelv.
Hey, everyone.
So, Nagzz, do you want to introduce yourself to everyone who doesn't know you? But I doubt that no one does.
My name is Nagzz. Thank you guys for having me. I am a, I guess, quote unquote, a creative influencer, as I guess I like to say. And yeah, I'm excited to be here and interested. This is actually the second podcast I've ever been on, maybe the first. The other one was more based in virtual reality, so it technically was, but I am excited. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. Well, Nagzz, you were interviewed by Thelv, but he lost a lot of footage. And that's rather unfortunate. So, Thelv, you want to ask those questions for 5 minutes while we're all muted?
I am. I'm just gonna start back up, like 3 different backups. This is gonna be good. Not gonna delete it. Everything's gonna work fine, right, Nagzz? Not gonna jinx it.
We got this.
To start off,
we got this.
To start off, what made you want to start YouTube as a whole? Let's go back to the very beginning.
To start, I started a year and a half ago. Well, actually, I started 7 years ago, and I had a channel called True Story Bro, and I would basically just tell stories of my life. It had maybe 1 person watch. I don't even know if I got 2 views, but that was a long time ago. And it was kind of therapeutic to make videos, and I loved it. And I kind of stopped a bit because I just had so much going on. And then about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I started back up, and I made these videos for like all the funny stuff I'd find online. And I had like a little tiny fan base of, like 20 people who loved my videos. And it was that rewarding factor. I used to go to work, I'd come back from work, and I'd go right to making videos, after my job, sometimes staying up super late. And it was just so great to get the reactions from these people, and they looked forward to me like every other day when I put up a video. And that's something you really can't explain to people when you have such a passion for it, and that's carried on to today.
So you have created a community of hundreds of thousands, literally, and that's something that a lot of people obviously do not get the chance to do. You're in, the top 5%, and these opportunities. What are some stresses that maybe common people don't really think about? A lot of people look at you and they think, oh, like he must be living a life. He has, hundreds of thousands of people loving him. He just makes videos all the time. He plays video games. That's pretty much all there is to it. But I'm sure there's more to that story than a lot of people think, correct?
There's a lot more. I always thought it was like that too, until it started happening. Till the popularity started growing, till I realized that the bigger you get, the more responsibility you have, and the responsibility is pretty hectic. There's a lot of people that reach out to me, and it's so hard to reach every single one. When I was doing my videos back then, I was able to contact everyone. I was able to talk to them. I was able to respond to them. Now it's gotten so hard, and that still hurts me that I'm not able to get to everyone in a timely fashion. I'm not able to reach out to everybody. That puts a toll on you. I mean, for someone like me, where that's very important. I think that was one of the successes of the channel, was because I made sure I got to everyone. I still read every comment. I just can't reply to them all. I used to be able to reply to, so many. But also the fact that I'm always nervous every day I wake up that it's all going to be over. I never realized how amazing this job is. I never realized it. It's fantastic. And every day I wake up and I am blessed to be able to be a part of this community, to be able to make videos that people want to watch, to be able to bring controversy in the videos with a storyline, and to help grow a community. And I worry every day, sometimes not I wouldn't say panic attack, but every day I wake up and I feel like if I'm gone a day, like if I take my Saturday off, that whole day, instead of just enjoying what's been happening and the success of everything, I'm always constantly worrying that it could just be gone in a second. So that is a big stress upon a lot of other things, but timely fashions, getting the videos up, making sure everybody's happy, to responding to everyone, then keeping my social media up and engaging what's happening with the community. And then when something happens, I got to be a part of there. Then attending these events in VR, it's hectic, but I love it. I love every day of it.
So you were talking about, trying to make everyone happy, and you can't get in touch with a lot of people anymore just because there's so many people messaging you and everything. And sometimes that might make people upset, or just in general, people may not like you. There's a lot of people that hate people for literally no reason. So the question I have for you is, how do you deal with hate? Have you had any examples of it? And also that, there's a lot of people that are watching this podcast, or listening rather, that are trying to do, a YouTube channel of their own, or are trying to stream, and they might have gotten hate and they don't know how to deal with it. So what advice do you have?
For the hate, the advice I have is it's simply to ignore it. I mean, it sounds simple and it's easier said than done, but if someone comes on a comment and starts bashing me, that doesn't affect me really. I could care less. It's pretty crazy with this community. It's very rare that I get comments like that. I read through them all. There's a few, there's a few here or there that'll, say some mean things, but 99% are incredible. And that's what you got to focus on, especially for anybody new, especially if you're a new content creator and you only have 5 comments and say 4 of them are fantastic and there's one that, hurts. It's going to hurt you more because, there's not that overwhelming love, but you got to focus on those 4 comments. Those are 4 people that are taking time out of the day to not just watch your video, but then to, on top of it, comment and say something nice to you. You can't look at people, you can't look at them as individual comments. Those are people behind keyboards. Those are people that are writing to you. Those are people that have real emotions, that are watching your video, that you've affected in some way, that could affect their daily life. So you have to focus on that. And I've developed a thick skin to, what does hurt me, my kryptonite. My kryptonite would be if someone calls me, whatever, they could make fun of my face, like, I hate your face, blah, blah, blah. Or they really call me some mean, that doesn't bother me one bit. It doesn't faze me in the least. But when people make a comment about the community, or they make a comment about someone in the community or something that's not to me, and it's to the group as a whole, that's when I get a little annoyed now just thinking that's when it affects me, when I actually get a little upset and angry. But besides that, you can say whatever you want about me. I've developed that thick skin, but it's when this community is so beautiful and the people are so genuine that I guess it's more of a protective mechanism, because I feel like this community has created me, and I want to do whatever I can to protect it. So you just got to focus on the good and just completely ignore all the bad. It's simple as that, but it's easier said than done.
So you obviously are at this point now where you're a very wise person. A lot of people can take a lot of things from you, but at one point this obviously had to start somewhere. And prior to YouTube, you were in digital marketing, correct? So how did you take that leap from over there to YouTube, and what did your girlfriend think about it as well?
The leap was rather insane. There would be times I'd be doing my video, I would do all my marketing, I would be with my company, with any of my companies. I'd come back from work and I'd go write to my videos, and sometimes I would delay times hanging out with her because I had to get, this video out, and the video, I would probably get like 20 or 30 views. But what the thing is, that was important to me. Those people, whether it be 10 or 15, were so important to me because they're watching and the things they would say on how it brightened up their day, that was very, very important to me. So sometimes I would blow off time with her, and she was not happy, would definitely not be happy, but she understood how important it was. Now, taking the leap when things started getting bigger, unfortunately, I got laid off from my position. I got laid off, and, I was about to find another job. I have a really great resume. I've been in the field for like 4 to 5 years. I've done very good in all the companies. I have great recommendations. So I wasn't worried about getting another job, but something just wasn't really, I was missing something. It just felt like I was missing something. So I concentrated more on YouTube to kind of get me out of like a little depression hole. It was just, I just didn't feel right. And that's where VRChat came in. And when this started blowing up, I went to her and I said, I think I should try to do this full time. This has been, a dream of mine. And I made out a plan. I didn't just jump right in and say, I'm doing this full time. I made out a plan and I did a business plan. I said 6 months, I don't plan on making any money. So I have savings for 6 months. I don't plan on anything. I just want to make the videos and give this a shot. And in 6 months, if it doesn't look like I'm getting somewhere, then that's it. I'm taking a shot. And 6 months is a long time, especially where I am, in life. And with her, we've been together a long time. So she agreed to it and she was fully supportive. She just knew how happy it was to be. And then things kept getting bigger and bigger. And now I still sometimes I get yelled at because I don't talk to her as much. I'll sometimes not even for 24 hours, and she'll have text there and, I'll get yelled at, but she's been so supportive and she knows just how much this community really means to me, how much the videos mean to me, and how much this job now means to me. I'm working, instead of working 9 to 5, I'm working like 24 hours, but working that 9 to 5, I used to be so tired coming back, and now I don't even sleep, and I love it. I guess it's when you really find something you love, whether it be marketing, whether it be YouTube, whether it be anything, when you really find something you truly love and you feel you're making a difference, the reward is incredible. And I've been very, very, very happy. And I want to thank her for being so supportive for me, because I need to start talking to her more.
So an average day for you, this is the last thing I want to ask you. So you do this every single day. You're always working. As you said, 24 hours, Saturdays are your day off. There's times when you don't even talk to your girlfriend because of this and YouTube and just constantly having to do it because it's your job. So what's an average day like for you, and where do you want to be in, say, another year to maybe even 5 years?
Well, an average day, to start off with that, an average day is pretty hectic. Because of the videos every other day, I do have help with an editor now, but me and him we're constantly talking, and he has been fantastic. His name's Dangy Dude, and he is starting to realize the storyline, and he always tells me, he's like, I love editing your videos. He's like, it's not even a job for me. He's like, and he tells me when those reactions and that raw footage of, when I meet people or people pull me aside and they explain to how I've helped them in some way, and I turn off the recording just before, because when people tell me anything private, I shut off recording, or tell me, hey, can I talk to you about something? But then when he sees a group of people coming to me and telling me things, he's like, I don't know how you do it. There's so many people, it gets chaotic, and I'm just very used to it. I have so much love for this community. So I got help with an editor, and we work very great together. So it's a video every other day. I do all the thumbnails, I do all the SEO part, the metadata. I do all that. Then I got to respond to as many people as I can. I got to read all through the comments. The comments are one of the key things, because the videos are made for the community and made for the people. So how they react and how they feel about the story or how they feel about the episodes, I take that right to heart. So there's nights where sleepless nights where I'm thinking like, all right, nobody really likes the way this is going, or they don't like a new character being put in, or, it gets to me a bit. It gets to me because I'm trying. I know that there'll be 50% who love it, and there'll be 50% who actually they don't like it. They hate it. And I just realized now there's so many people, I just can't make everyone happy. So I have to, bite the bullet and do what the majority want. And then on top of that, I have to get in the game for virtual reality. I actually have to play. So, and then there's a lot of events I have to attend, and people want to show me things. People want to meet up with me. Then on top of that, I have my own editing that I want to do on the side. Then there's uploading stuff to the Patreon, which I have to continue to do. I've been slacking behind, with that. It's all about time management, and it's gotten so hectic and so difficult with everything. And then the people that want to meet up to show specific avatars or take me to different worlds, or the people that just want to converse with me, that I'm like, hey, we'll take 15 minutes, 20 minutes out to talk. It gets a little I gotta try to figure to pack everything in each day. So that's why whenever I take a day off, I feel like I'm 3 steps back whenever I take even just one day off. So I feel like I can't, leave. So forget about a vacation in a week, for like a week. That to me is almost impossible, unless I could find a way to, have everything set for like 2 weeks. It's tough. Everybody's like, oh, it's a great job. Like YouTube, you could just make a video and that's it. It doesn't work like that. And I work every day. I can't just like past jobs where I could just say, hey, I'm taking my vacation days, my 5 vacation days, and get paid for it. If I take 5 days off of YouTube and don't post, the channel will greatly go down. People will be wondering where I am, especially since I'm around so much. Then I have to stream on Twitch on top of it all, and then the Monday community streams. It's impossible to take that much time off.
So where do you want to be in 1 to 5 years? Do you want to keep doing this? Do you plan to branch out? What's your plan? What would you like to do?
Trying to dodge that question because I don't know.
I saw you dodge.
I want to dodge that. Where do I be? I wish and pray that I could be doing this for the next 5 years. I wish that this community continues to grow, and I wish that more people play the game for the way and join the game for what it's designed for, which is what's been happening, which is what you see in the videos, and which is what this community is doing for certain events, etc. I would love, and it would be fantastic if I could continue to do this. As for 5 years, I hope to continue streaming. That's why I branched over not only to Twitch for a separate thing besides the YouTube videos, but I feel like there's been so much support given to me by so many people that putting out videos and being able to talk and convert, that's just not enough. I feel like I need to put out more content. I need to be available. A lot of people base their routine around me. I used to do that when I was working. I would come back, and before I did all my video stuff, there was a few streamers that I knew were coming on at like 7 or 8, and I would kick back. I'd grab my food after work and I'd watch them, and they had to be on there. They had to be streaming. That was their schedule, and if they canceled, I was like, oh, like great, like now I got to go watch like YouTube videos or something, and people start figuring a schedule around me. So I hope to be doing this in 5 years. If I could still be doing this in 2 years, it would be fantastic. That's what every day I wake up. That's why I tell you I get nervous. I just don't want it to end. So 5 years would be so ideal. And if I make it that long and everybody's still here and everybody's still, this community is still growing and still as strong as it is today, that would be a miracle. And that would be the best thing I could ever ask for.
Well, I think I speak for everyone when I say that we all hope that you are going to do this for the rest of your life. And I'm sure people will constantly support you no matter what, which, I mean, hey, if that's what happens, then you can. It takes the support of the people for you to be able to do this. Because, again, like you said, people pretty much made you, who you are. And it's really awesome that you take that to heart and that you know that, because you are one of the most humble, nicest, most compassionate YouTubers that I've ever seen. I mean, you raised, $35,000 for breast cancer awareness for the Susan G. Komen Foundation. So I appreciate you talking to me again, Nagzz, especially with having to do this again, just only for the audio, portion of the documentary. So thank you.
No, you're very welcome. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. I hope this one does it. This one you can't lose. There's a VOD. You got backups. We should be good, right? We should be good.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, I'm going to stop it now on my end. We should be good.
Excellent.
Should be good.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
No, you're very welcome.
Alrighty, so we can continue with the rest of the podcast now. Ray, you can move on to the next topic.
I'll go straight into a question. Nagzz, you've been on 2 Business Insider articles that you're really happy about, because that means a lot to you, and I can tell that it means a lot because huge amounts of people see that. And I want to know what your thoughts on that are, being up there with Rooster Teeth and Markiplier.
That was shocking. I didn't know that was going to happen when they were talking to me. I actually felt I was not only super happy, but I was a little confused, because you have you've Markiplier and Rooster Teeth, and then you have this guy Nagzz21. Like who is that? It was awesome, because I mean, in my whole marketing life, I've tried I've read Business Insider, I've read the Wall Street Journal, I've read all of these publications, and I've always said to myself, man, one day in marketing, whether it be for a great company, for a product that we're making, and if I was like the head of marketing and I design a great advertisement for us or anything like that, I've always wanted to be in an article, especially something as Business Insider. And here it is today. What is it for? It's for playing video games. It's mind-boggling, and it was so important to me, because my dad, we all have role models that we look up to, and one is my father, and he wasn't too keen on me doing this when I started. He's old school business guy, just like me, and And he's like, you're not going back to, you're not going back to work? Like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, this is going to be work. This is going to be work. It's going to take a lot. I explained everything. And as I said before, how it happened was I read the comments that some of the people were writing when I started off, once the blow up started to happen on the channel. And I like I said, I've never seen him cry before in my whole entire life. And he was tearing up. We both were, with some of the comments people were writing on how the videos have helped them. So being in Business Insider, when I got to call him and tell him the first time I was in there, he was like blown back. He actually put the article on his fridge over at his house, and that was something very special, very, very special to me, because us guys, we're not the best at showing our emotion. I guess I show more than him. He's not. He's like a very old school guy, seeing that, I could see how proud he was. And then the second time I was in it, he was blown back, especially reading it. And I saw him bragging to some relatives and stuff, and that made me, that was really awesome. So it was probably one of the best accomplishments I've had in a long time, besides this wonderful community.
I mean, with me, I'd be amazed if I got in a Business Insider article. And when it was announced, I knew that you would instantly be happy about it. And I actually read it before it was announced and everything. And I just thought, oh wow, Nagzz is on this. It's nice to see one of my role models up on like these big articles, and it made me happy that you were on there as well. And it's kind of just insane. And then you got on a second one, and it was great.
I appreciate the calling me a role model. It's still, I'm not used to it. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you're amazing. You do all these videos and you do all this. I could never do it, to be honest. I'm just good at talking, not gaming.
Your voice is fantastic. I love it. It's amazing. It's perfect.
I think anyone would love to be in an article like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go to another question. Lusa, the top question, you wanted to ask that, didn't you?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. Nagzz, you've been streaming on Twitch lately. My question was, how have you liked it, and have you had enough time to do other things, regardless of the streams?
As in for streaming on Twitch, I absolutely, I'm starting to really love it. You could tell the difference between the platforms. Like when I do the YouTube streams and the Monday community ones, it's a bit hectic because of the chat and so many people.
Yeah.
But it's got a different vibe. It feels like everybody knows. Everybody knows the routine. They're waiting for the unboxes. There's a lot of inside jokes back and forth. It's like, I'm with one person, even though it's a whole group. I could feel that. It's like one whole person, even though there's like 1,500 people watching. It's like one. And you could feel the community bond in that, with jokes, everybody, the spam of certain things that come across. It's pretty cool. And Twitch is completely different. Because Twitch is a complete different platform, and because I'm doing variety games on there, not VRChat or anything of the usual, you're gonna have less people that watch because it's completely different. But at the same time, it's still the same. I'll get mostly the same people there, but then I'll get new people there, and they're like, oh, so what's this VRChat thing about this community you're talking about? And then I'll explain, and it's not as hectic there. But just like YouTube, it's completely different, and I get to play different games. I don't have to just play VRChat all the time, and it's a completely different experience. So I'm really enjoying it, and it's just another way I could give back to provide more content to everyone, because I on a day-to-day basis, I just feel like I don't provide enough with the amount of support I get, and that's what hurts me. I feel like I should be doing more and more. So that was just one way to alleviate that.
Yeah. Well, since you've been streaming on Twitch more and doing variety games, I was thinking, if by any chance VRChat ever, well, I don't want to say die out, but if it ever dies out, like, becomes less popular than it is now, I'd say you have a better chance of surviving because you're doing more than just VRChat.
It would definitely help. I hope that day never happens with VRChat dying, and
Yeah.
Fortunately, I just don't see it. I've seen what virtual reality does, not only even just as a game, but for people that have been suffering through depression, social anxiety, to all different things that this game has helped. I just don't see it. I see it as the future. So many more things are going to be implemented. Virtual reality is still very new, and a lot of people don't even have headsets, and a lot of people don't even know the game is super popular. I just don't see it going anywhere soon. And if it does, yeah, being a variety streamer, that'll definitely, you know, help. And then I'd have to, switch everything around. But that's why every day I wake up and I just try to do my part with many others in this community, that just to try to protect it, to grow it, and preserve it. So
yeah. What would you actually do if VRChat never existed? Did you ever think about that?
I did. If it never existed, we wouldn't be talking right now. We wouldn't be talking on the podcast. Because a lot of that game has brought us all together. I wouldn't be able to do what I do right now. I wouldn't be able to meet so many people. I wouldn't have. They say that every time I meet people, they tell me how much of an impact I've had on their lives, but they don't realize how much of an impact you guys and everybody, and just inviting me here on this podcast and different things has an impact on me. It's incredible. Nobody, I think, I feel like I don't say it enough, or nobody understands it. Like, Nagzz, you've helped me with so much. I'm like, no, you don't understand how much you have helped me. It's a two-way street. If this game never existed, I don't even want to think about that, but I'm very glad it does, and I'm glad that it's been such a success, apart from the Knuckles incident.
Oh man!
Definitely.
We're bringing back Knuckles.
Besides that, the game has grown. I'm glad it's gotten attention, and I remember that first Business Insider article when they interviewed me. I talked so much about the community and how much the game has helped, and how much it's helped people, and I'm so glad that they focused on that too. And people reading that understood, like, this game is just more than, going in a game with an avatar and talking. It has true emotions being built and a community being formed. And I'm just glad it exists. So.
Yeah, I did notice that when I was reading the article. Like, they were mostly focusing on you talking about the community and your part. And I thought that was really wonderful. But about what you said earlier, I do kind of understand that it's a both-way thing, because as you know, I've been streaming a bit too lately, and I can feel the effects as well. I'm not as popular as you, obviously. I get like maybe 10 viewers every stream, but it feels the same. It does.
And it should. Those 10 viewers are 10 people.
Yeah.
I streamed for maybe 3 or 4 months consecutively while doing YouTube a while ago, with like 7 people watching, 6, sometimes 5. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I treated it like 1,000 people watching. I treated each one of them as they were something very special, because they are. It's a real person behind there who's taking time out of their busy day, no matter what it is, to watch you, to watch me, to watch us.
Yeah.
And as long as if you're a content creator and you understand that, and you don't look at people as a number, or like, you don't look at the views as a number. Oh, it's only only got like 60 or 70,000 views on a video. Like that's 70,000 people. Don't look at that number. That's 70,000 individuals who were there for a reason, or oh, I only got 10 views on this video. Like, that's 10 people. That's 10 people took time out of their day. And I've always had that mentality, and I've always kept that. And I think that was one of the biggest things that people liked about me. And that still hasn't changed today. It's still one of the biggest rewarding factors why I do this is the providing of entertainment to people and the joy they get out of not just the videos, but the streams and the community. So.
Yeah.
I want to jump in and just say something quick, actually, branching off that topic or further enhancing that. It's honestly really, really good, Nagzz. We have what, 150 something viewers, and again, a lot of them are going to be trying to start up their own things and their own channels, their own, Twitch, all that stuff, and a lot of people get discouraged. I know, even I get discouraged sometimes. You look at streams and you're like, oh, like, and you sometimes you get in that mindset of, oh, there's only X amount of people here. There's only like 10 or 15. And so hearing it come from you, that you were at that point once in your life where you were streaming, there was like 10 people there, and you kept it going, and you said, well, those are real people here, you know, and I'm going to do it anyway. I think that is a huge motivator for small streamers and small YouTubers, because a lot of people look up to you, and for you to come down to that level and say, hey, I was there, I know exactly how that feels, you can do it, I think that's great, honestly.
Yeah, it's you can't get discouraged. You cannot get discouraged by that. And for the new people, I like when it happened, when I had it, you know, with those 5 or 6 viewers, you know, they were, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't like all roses and like, oh, I was always happy with the 5 or 6.
Yeah,
it discouraged me too. I'm like, I'm probably never gonna, you know, blow up. I'm never gonna have more than like 15 people, and you know, there'll be those down, you know, points. Even though the rewarding factor of being able to provide entertainment, it can only do so much to your natural emotions of, you know, being discouraged and thinking, you know, a little overthinking things. And it's what I try to stress is, if you could focus on some motivational point or something that changes, and that one point for me after that whole year and a half of constantly doing it, you know, I had my ups and downs of, you know, being discouraged and being so happy, like, you know, but that one point was when I released my first ever VRChat video, and normally I'd get like 40 views on a video. I had 1,000 subs, maybe like 60 views, and that video went to like 500, I think 500 views, and I was like, whoa, and it just blew my mind. And it doesn't seem like, you know, a lot, I mean, compared to me, you know, now, but at that time it was mind-blowing. That's a lot for anybody with 1,000 subs. I was there for so long, and I was so excited, and then it got to 1,000 views, and I was like freaking out. And just something like that, it lit a fuel inside of me to, like, you know, like, there's a chance. This is so unpredictable, anything could happen at any time, and when an opportunity comes, the most important thing I could tell anybody is make sure you hop on it. The opportunity came for me. I had the option to try to do this full time, put all my time into it. I took that opportunity. I understood the risks, I planned for it, and you have a backup plan because things aren't always going to work out, and I had it. And I still do, because this isn't solidified. You know, this could all end next week. This could all end in a month. I still have a backup plan.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. As long as you have a backup plan, you seize any opportunity that comes your way. And the thing is, those opportunities will come randomly. It's not when you're like, oh, I hope my opportunity comes this week. I'm going to be waiting this week. I know it's going to come. It's not. It's just like when you lose your car keys and you're looking everywhere for it. You're like, forget it. I'm just going to walk. And then the next day you're like, you know, making pancakes or something, and your car keys are right next to you. Like, oh, there they are. That's just like opportunity. It pops out of nowhere, and you have to be ready to seize it when it comes.
Yeah. It's really insightful. That's actually really insightful.
Come on, guys, don't be quiet.
Yeah, I don't bite.
I thought everyone cut out. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Just no one was speaking.
Silence.
I was checking. I was like, am I still connected?
It'd be really bad if the server went down. Oh. Now, Max, I got reminded during Thelv's question and your answer. Normally, a lot of YouTubers have a favorite and least favorite video, and
oh no.
So, I want to know, what is your personal favorite video of your own, and what is your personal least favorite?
My favorite video is the toothbrush with Thelv.
Woo! Yeah, boy! Don't drop the toothbrush, boys! Part 2 sequel, Revenge of the Toothpaste, coming out next year.
Oh no!
See, it's that excitement right there over a video. It's the excitement that we all thrive for. You know, like that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But my favorite, my favorite, I do love that video, by the way. If I had to pick, my favorite YouTube video ever, it would probably be, you know, that's a tough one. I'll get back to you on that. I don't even, I do know. It is I don't know if anybody's seen it. It's the safari one with, like, there's the lions, and then then there's like the boars, or I don't know what they are, like then the alligator comes and then it gets the like little steer, and then like the lions are trying to kill the steer or the cattle, and then like all the cattle come to save the little one, and it's all filmed, it's all wildlife, it's all happened like real time. I don't know if it's like nobody's seen that. might just
think I've seen it.
It's very popular. It's got millions and millions of views. But anyway, it's a bunch of cattle, and there's like a baby cattle, and there's two, I think, tigers or lions. There's two lions, and they see the baby cattle, and there's this whole herd of like maybe like 50. I'm gonna call them cattle. I don't know what they are. I forget. There's a whole herd of them, and the lion goes and it takes the baby cattle, and the lions are like, chewing it and trying to kill it. And this 50 cattle are just like staring. They can't do anything. It's two lions. And the lions drag it down near like the edge of the water, and they're like trying to bite it, and like eat it. And then an alligator pops out from the water, and it wants the cattle, and it's trying to eat the cattle. And the lions are like pulling the cattle, like, no, this is our food. And the alligators are attacking it. And the cattle, all these 50 cattle are all just like these they're buffalo. That's what they were. They're buffalo. All these buffalo are just looking, and they can't do anything because. So then, as everything's fine, this little buffalo is still alive. It's still alive, and the 50 buffalo all decide to get together, and they start chasing the lion. And they push it away, and they actually save the little baby buffalo. And to me, it just shows with wildlife like that, of anything, of all that together. It's such a crazy thing to witness in the world, and us as humans, we're civilized to not act like that. But you look inside, with wildlife on how just cutthroat it is, and it was a fascinating video. So that would be one of my all-time favorites.
I think I have actually seen that.
I think I have as well. Now, someone joined in on the stream, and that was Rad, and that reminded me of a very good question that I got from a fan of yours.
Oh no.
Out of your two soon-to-be wives, which one would you pick out of the two to be your favorite?
Hands down, 100% Rad. Rad is the first friend. Rad is the first friend I met. Rad is the first friend I met in VRChat. Rad made me feel very welcome when I joined the game, and I was just like many of us who joined VRChat. Some of us weren't going through the greatest of times, and when I went into that world for the first time, I had no idea what was happening. I walked into the hub where there was like, there's like 20 people played the game. I walked into the hub. I joined a house party. Rad took me to another world. We were all hanging out. Rad, without speaking, just showed so many different. I felt like I knew this person. I felt like they were so fantastic, and you could tell how much they loved the VR world, and I could just feel that through emotion, and Rad showed me around and was my first friend, and that is never going to change. Rad is #1 best waifu, 100%, hands down. No matter what, always. So
right as you said that, someone in chat, Sammy Zach, said Rad best waifu, literally exactly as you said, Rad best waifu. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Sammy and Rad are together, and they are fantastic. They're wonderful. They're a wonderful couple. So I'm very happy for that. So Sammy knows how amazing Rad is. Rad's fantastic, and I can't thank Rad enough for that friendship that first day I entered the game, because that was a big push to keep me making videos. But then I wasn't even just going in to make videos. I was going in to see these people that I became friends with, and that just brought so much joy to me. And now all this happened, and so Rad will always be #1.
I always remember Rad as the fidget spinner. It's a second.
Yep.
Can I think of Rad fidget spinner? That's straight
Oh.
to that part of the video where, whoa, is that a fidget spinner? Whoa!
I was mind blown. I was mind blown when I seen that. I was like, it was crazy. It was so crazy. But well, Rad will always be #1.
Actually, since Rad is here right now, I got reminded of something I want to say directly to Rad, since Rad is here right now. I've seen your DM from a while ago, and I keep forgetting to reply, but I wanted to say thank you anyway. It's a bit late, but thank you. That's
Someone
all.
said who's Rad. Oh god.
That is all.
I like how we started this out with the meme of who's Nagzz. So
Who's Rem?
oh no.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to those listening. They're gonna be so pissed.
This Rad must be a very radical person.
Rada.
Nova, since you're speaking, ask your question that you put in.
Oh, my question?
Yep, the
Yes.
bottom one.
Is... Okay. I want to ask you, Nagzz. Even though this is a joke, but so, are you gonna have more children with their soon-to-be wives?
Oh man, I already got one kid box who's just like rebellious currently right now, as the story stands. With kids, I have no idea who's gonna come along. And that's what I try to explain. A lot of people are always like, well, why can't you do this? Make sure you do this. You have to have this, and you have to. It's a mix of, you got to make, like with the videos, you have to make everyone happy. That's all the people watching, the viewers. They're the most important. At the same time, the people participating, it's all unscripted. So they kind of play however they want it to be. And then on top of that, it's all improv. So you don't know what's going to happen, and then you have to improvise with what's going on. So you got to take those three things all and put them together and somehow not only just form a story, because so many things are happening, but to make sure everybody's on par with the story. So it's a lot to do. I guess people just see the video, they watch it, they're like, well, why can't you just, have Andis be your kid, or why can't you do this, and why don't you get another wife? It doesn't. This community and the viewers are the most loyal people I've ever seen in my life. The most loyal people I've ever met, and especially the anime community. I'm very new to it, and the most loyal I've ever seen. However, the most picky I've ever seen, and I love it. They want their story. They want certain things. They're like, no, it can't be like this. They're so loyal but so picky, and I think that's fantastic. But because it shows just how engaged they are, and how into everything they are, and the passion they have for not just anime, but for all different kind of storylines relating to that. So it's got a lot of respect for me, but it's just hard to please everyone. So we'll see about the kid, or any future kids. We'll have to wait. So, but I wouldn't put that past. I'm pretty sure kid's gonna pop up soon.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty funny, but it does also remind me of another question. Now, a lot of people have been a bit reacting weirdly with Lanfear. I know that you're not gonna actually marry her, but how did you actually meet Lanfear?
So how I met Lanfear was I've not known Lanfear prior to any of this. What I'm happy, before I even go further, is that she's growing on so many people. I see it in the comments. A lot of people are actually really loving her. And how I met Lanfear was I hopped into a world, and it was actually her world that she built. And Lanfear doesn't speak. I met Lanfear maybe once briefly. I said hi, and that was when I was with Rad and Ryan and Jacoba, and we were going through the house tour, and Lanfear was giving us a house tour of how she made. And there was something about it. I was seeing the pictures on the wall. I know that this person isn't a content creator. They don't create content. They don't stream. They don't do anything. They've been around in VRChat for a while, because I can see by the pictures and the people that they know, and their whole entire house was just pictures with portions of the community, all different groups that they were so proud of. And I could see how hard and how long of a time they put in that map, in that house. And I don't know, it was a gut thing where I'm like, this person is so genuine. And I've actually gotten I've actually been able to speak to Lanfear, privately, on Discord. And when Lanfear reads the comments, they are you could tell, I could just see how genuine that she is on what she does. She's like, just reading the comments and being able to help all these people is incredible. And I don't know, it was a gut feeling, and the story just went on from there. Like I said, everything's unscripted and improv, and it just kind of went forward. And a lot of people I know were like, well, you just can't put a random girl in, who is this random girl? Like, well, we don't know who he is. And I tried to explain, you don't need to know someone from the beginning to develop characters. Sometimes in movies you have the guy or the girl who drops her books in front of the guy. He doesn't even know her. She drops her books on the floor. He helps pick them up. They look at each other, and then all of a sudden she's a main character. Things just happen. And I like the way it's going now, and I love that so many people I could see it. So many people are really starting to grow on her, and that's what makes storylines, and that's what makes characters so much fun. Because especially when there's controversy, and then people start warming up to different things. There's a character you hate in the beginning of the movie, and all of a sudden at the end you're like, that is my favorite character. I love this person. That's what it's all about. So that's how we met. Just kind of happened randomly, and now it looks like she's starting to play a bigger role into all the episodes.
I mean, personally, I like how Lanfear is. They seem nice and kind, and not almost the opposite of Matt Six in roleplay.
That's what everybody. You kind of got your three. A lot of people say you have your three things. You have like Lanfear would be the romantic one. Matt6 is the psycho killer one, and then you have Rad, who is like the overall like the overall like OG, like normal. Well, the one that tries to hurt themselves. They're always like touching things or like leaning off like the side of a building. Like the fun like crazy, like the fun crazy one. You have three different things, and people love Rad because they are the OG and they've been around for so long. People love Matt6 because of that bond me and Matt6 have, even though trying to kill me the whole time. Matt6 is a big part of the success of all the videos, and I've such a high respect for Matt6 as a person. Outside of RP, Matt6 is fantastic, and then now you got Lanfear. It's like the kind romantic, like motherly type one. You have three different genres of a character, and that's what makes it special. You put them all together, and you're like, what's gonna happen next? So
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just looking in chat, and Thelv is saying the weirdest stuff.
I've been still listening. I'm just gonna get the chat like involved and just say the weirdest crap to get them to just say stuff.
Yes. Excellent.
Oh, Black White explained it perfectly in anime terms. Rad is the childhood friend, Matt6 is the yandere, and Lanfear is the transfer student.
That's exactly. Everybody has their own taste. That's perfect. That's perfect.
I think that actually fits it perfectly.
Yeah,
Because you can't have I can't have another like what would happen if I had someone who was just like Matt6 kind of having, then I got two killing me. Kind of it's like it doesn't this just fit really great, and it looks like it's fitting great. And by the way, everybody is by reading those comments, because I read every single comment, and I because it's my life now. So like I have to see what people are saying, because the stories are based on them. If they don't like it, it's derived for them. So seeing them so happy and really starting to grow on Lanfear and really loving her, it's fantastic to know. Like maybe my gut feeling was right with going along with this. So it's cool. It's just so cool because it's unscripted and it's all improv, and you just never know what's gonna happen next. It could be another girl tomorrow. Who knows? It's just like you never know. But I like the way it's playing out now, and so does everybody else.
Were you hinting at something when you said?
No, I'm not. No, that's no foreshadowing. No hint. No, nothing. No. Two getting married, and then one making the to them. That's enough. That's enough. I didn't even want this. This wasn't even supposed to happen. I don't even know how this happened. It all happened from the charity stream with the marriages. It's like the people kind of push the narrative. That's so whatever happens. But no, I'm not hinting at it. I promise.
Woo.
Now, talking about foreshadowing, someone thought that maybe soon you would meet Lost Paws or Noble in VRChat, and they were wondering if you had anything planned for this.
I've seen, I've watched Lost Paws' videos, and I've heard about him, and he seems fantastic. He's a pretty funny guy, not gonna lie. So I could only imagine when I see him, if he knows. I don't even know if he knows who I am. If we were to, because I know who he is, and I think he's great. Running into him, I don't even know what to expect. He's very animated. He's very he's hilarious, and I wouldn't even know what to expect. I got to meet Whoops, and I did meet Whoops, and me and Whoops like roleplay like right off the start, and we actually Whoops put out a video, and we had a whole like a waiter and waitress scene, and like we were eating food. It was at a restaurant, and it was fantastic. Whoops is great, and you could tell that Whoops loves the VR community. I could just sense that. I've been around a long time where I could see that, and that's one of the things I really like about him. So it was great meeting Whoops. And I plan to hopefully meet Whoops a lot more in the future. He's great to play with. But Lost Paws, I'm excited for that day. I haven't met him yet. I look forward to it. I'm sure it's going to be very interesting when we meet, because he's a very animated person. I love that. And I don't know anime, and this is like from what I hear, and from what I've seen, he's like the king of anime. So you put us two together, I don't even know what you're going to get. So
I've never watched Whoops, sadly.
Whoops is fantastic. He's fantastic. He's very, very, he's very genuine. I could just see that, and he was a lot of fun to hang out with in VR.
I'm gonna have to check him out.
Yeah, I actually watch Whoops as well. He's nice, definitely.
Now Thelv is still saying weird stuff.
Hello. Hi. Hi.
So Thelv, since you're bored, since you're bored, ask.
No, I'm not bored. I'm having a lot of fun. But what do you?
Go ahead with the question.
I'm letting you guys like get this stuff out of the way because like this is cool. That like usually other people don't talk, so I'm just like kind of standing by because I had my stuff. So, what is it you'd like me to say? Question mark? Strike zone? Question mark?
Kyouji,
Yes.
do you want to
Kyouji,
ask your
ask it.
question?
My
Kyouji,
question?
your trademark
The
question.
usual.
Wait, my personal question or a
Yes,
different question? Wait, yes to what?
your
Yes
personal
to the
question
trademark one.
that you always
My
have to
trademark
ask
question. All right,
every
are you
guest.
ready, Nagzz?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
How do you like your toast, and what do you like with it?
Wheat toast. Wheat toast. Gotta be wheat toast. A little bit of butter on it, but it's the best if you have like eggs over easy. You have eggs over easy. You put it on the toast like that. Eat it. With a little bit of home fries on the side. I mean, I don't know if this was intended with the question, but when I think of toast, I have to have eggs over easy on it. So,
Question. Do you like sunny side up though? Sunny side up.
I do. I used to, as a kid, I used to dip it into
Hell
the,
yeah.
yogurt and then eat it. Woo! I guess I've grown a little bit, and now, so this way I could just dive right in instead of, now I just dive right in. So.
Oh god, the chat apparently thought
said
you
weed
said
toast.
weed toast instead of wheat toast.
Okay, I'm leaving. It was a nice. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is kind of my question, the trademark question, because I don't know if it's
He's Toast Man.
but I'm the Toast Man. I'm the mascot of VRYou because of my toast, quote unquote, addiction.
He is also the bootleg Jontron.
The bootleg Jontron.
Uh,
Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah.
Since we're doing trademark questions, I'm going to do my ultra confusing one. On
Oh.
a scale of 1 to dodecahedron, what is your favorite color of the alphabet, Nagzz?
My favorite color of the alphabet would probably be 8.
Understandable.
He just got you, boy.
Oh, he did.
he won the contest so far. Oh,
Spriggity giggity.
Actually, if you don't mind, before we can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
for all you guys.
all right.
So, what was your thoughts behind making the VRYou podcast? What was the sole foundation for it? What
Ray,
made you guys
take
do
I
it.
think Ray
Take
needs
it,
to
Ray.
answer this.
Yeah, Ray, take it.
I have literally no idea.
Oh.
I was like, someone complimented my voice, and I was like, well, that's good. People like my voice. And then someone said, hey, you should do a podcast, and that's just where it started. And then
I still
messaged Lusa
remember-
say-
I still remember how you invited me. I was just joining the what was it called? I think it was Akame's bagel server. And I just joined the call because I was bored, and we talked a little, and suddenly you were like, "Hey, do you want to join a podcast?" And I was like,
and then,
"Yeah,
then it was
sure."
Thelv, and then there was Akame and Kyouji, and then there was Nova, and I was just inviting everyone left to right,
Yeah.
and then we started with the
Yeah.
very bad first episode.
Yeah, where everything went wrong.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because that was whenever you were trying to do it and it didn't work, and I was like, here, let me take over quick. So I took over for like the next podcasts, and then I got like deathly ill because I remember that because that was I got that gastrointestinal virus that went around my college, and I felt like I just wanted to die, just end my suffering forever. Doesn't matter, take me away from this earth. And then whenever I got better, I was notified, hey, Lusa's running it now. I was like, oh okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, and I do have one more question. Where does VRChat Minutemen come from?
I just saw it on the community thing, and I was like, let's put them
Yeah,
on there.
that's just a general name for the VRChat community on Twitch, I guess. That's what they called it.
So now you can tag your streams in it. Yeah.
The Minutemen. I like it. I never knew that. See, I learn something new every day.
Uh,
Yeah.
wait, Nagzz, have I told you my age? Because I think you'd be shocked.
Oh no.
I'm gonna guess 19.
16.
I figured it was in the teens. Just because you said I'd be shocked,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna have to go low.
That's why I'm not saying anything because I don't know if it's just silent or if the audio's cut. out.
You have a fantastic voice, man. A fantastic voice. Do not lose it. Make sure you drink water every day. Every day.
That's right, Ray. That's right, Ray. No Mountain Dew for you. Stop with your.
No Mountain Dew. None of those like syrupy stuff. Water every day.
You're saying that when I have a caffeine addiction.
No coffee. Yeah, no coffee. Well, you can do coffee, but coffee's good for everybody. But water every day, as much water as you can drink.
Hey, Nagzz, before...
Nagzz, wait a minute. I just thought of something.
Yes.
I just thought of something. Okay, so
Go ahead.
if Ray stops drinking caffeine for a week, say Mountain Dew or any of that, because Ray has a caffeine addiction, would you stop drinking coffee for a week as well? Would you take that challenge? Did he just leave the
left
call?
Sorry, I was kicked out of the call or something. All right, next question.
Right. I guess that answers the question.
Haha.
Well,
Probably
there was
caffeine
one other thing I wanted to ask you, Nagzz. This is regarding the Patreon. I've noticed you've locked it up.
Yes, I have locked it up. Do you have a follow-up, like continue on, or just a question on why I locked it up?
Yes, I know why you locked it up, and I believe it's because of because it was flooding, pretty much.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. I when the Patreon, how it started at first was I made a Patreon. Obviously, I was getting crushed by demonetization in the beginning. Fortunately, knocking on wood, things have been getting better. I guess the algorithm is starting to pick up that I don't even curse. I guess they're finally starting to pick up on it. It's taken a while, but things are starting to get better. But so I made a Patreon, obviously, and helps the support. And now that I'm doing this full time, I don't know what, I'm used to a standard paycheck each week from my past jobs for 5 years. And this is just, it's just money in different places. I don't know what I make each week. There's no, it could be horrible. It could be great. You just never know. And so I made one, and a lot of people were saying, hey, because we had the fan Discord, they're like, you should make a place where like you could just, talk to your Patreons, etc. So I made the Patreon Discord, and it slowly started getting bigger and bigger. And I decided to close it now because the Patreon Discord is very special. There are a lot of friendships are made inside of it. A lot of events happen. A lot of people have become very, very close. And I do not care. The number one thing, as I said in that Business Insider article, and as I say, and I will always stand to, it's never about the money. This community is my life, and it has created me. And it will never be about the money. I don't even leave to spend any money. I'm inside this little room literally all the time. I don't there's nothing to spend. I have an old car. I don't care about that. I care about this community. And when I see that it was growing so much, I wanted it to grow correctly. I'd rather have it slowly grow than an influx of people, and they're like, well, that's more money for you to support. That's support you. I don't care. So I closed it because I want everybody in there to become friends. It's like a family. It's like a family inside there, and that's very, very important to me. So I shut it down. Now nobody new could come in. I'm trying to get rid of all the links I have places because there's a few stragglers that pop in. They find it somehow and they sign up and they come in, and I'm trying to limit that as much as possible. So I want it to grow organically and correctly, as in, slowly, and people get accustomed to each other and then build friendships, because I just don't want it to get out of control. And I felt that it was just getting a little too big. And so now it's done. So it stopped. Yeah. So I think a lot of people are very happy with that too. And it should show that I care a lot about that. That Discord is very important because I've seen, you should see, because I get the messages for how important it is from many people, and how everybody feels and is important to me. It's what I base my day on. So it's closed now. It's closed completely, and I'll open it up sometime in the future when everybody's fully acquainted with each other. So it's not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah, I think you'll hear more about that in the letters later today.
Oh God, are they bad?
What? No,
Are the letters bad?
They're
Oh,
not
they're
bad.
good.
They're good.
Okay,
They're good.
I love the way you said
Lusa,
that.
yeah,
Don't worry. I didn't mean it like that.
You were like, oh yeah, you'll see later in the letters.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was like, oh God, what is everybody gonna write to me? I got nervous.
No, I didn't mean it like that. Don't worry.
Okay, all right.
It's good. It's good.
Okay, good.
It's good.
Nagzz, if I sent you a letter and I gave you this tiny little envelope and there was a toothbrush in it, what would you do?
I would definitely never use that toothbrush. I'd probably drop it on the floor and then continue going on with the stream. So, pay respects to Thelv. I drop the toothbrush and then I continue on.
Talking about the flood in the Patreon, that's reminded me. How many friend requests and DMs do you get every day?
Well, I have pending 831 friend requests. I don't look at that, but because for Patreons, it's the only when you have Patreon access. They're able to DM me at any time. I leave that open. That's the only thing I leave open. Then I had a bunch of friend requests prior to the whole blow up because people wanted to friend me, and I accepted those. I get a lot. There's about 300 Patreons, so you put that in, they're all able to message me, and I try to get back to as many of them as possible. I get a lot of messages per day. And then the regular people I play games with that I got to talk to. Then there's some cast members that are like, hey, I'm gonna be going on like later. You're gonna be playing tonight, and people asking just questions, and then people yelling at me, you're late, for this. And I get a lot of DMs. And sometimes it's overwhelming. But that it just shows, like, if I take one day, even one day off when I come back from the Saturday, I came back yesterday and I had so many that I had to get to. I get upset, being away from a day. That's why I try to say, if you're in this line of work and you want to be a creative influencer, one day we'll set you back 3. So one day I'll set you back 3. Sure, I can make my own hours and I'm my own boss, and I can be like, hey, I don't really feel like working right now for the next 7 hours. Sure, you could do that. But just with any job, doing that will put you back. We'll put you back 3 steps.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Getting that much friend requests is insane, though.
Yeah, regarding that, I do occasionally message you as well, but that's also why I told you in PMs before, like, I'm trying to keep it short as possible.
No, not a problem. And I read them, but do you see, you told me about the podcast. I'm here, right? I see them. I'm here. I'm here. I might not be the best at getting right back, and everything, but for anything important, especially where it's community based, if it's a certain event where I know that it's very important to people in this community, and it'll help if I'm there in any way, or they expect me to be there or really want me there, I do my best to make sure I'm there. So I might not be the best to respond back, but for important things, I am always there. You can ask anybody for very important things with the community. I am always there.
Regarding events, now that you mentioned it, I completely forgot I wanted to ask this before you have to go. Are you gonna host or join more events for the Patreon soon?
Yes, we are. We got some great hosts, like Egg and Funburger really do a fantastic job, and I actually got to do my part more to help them more. That's a lot of a load on them. We've had a lot of others that are stepping up to the plate too, that are doing things on the side, and I noticed more in the. I'll even hop in the voice chat, like in the voice gaming chat one, and I'll just hop in there, and it's not like even a setup event. Everybody's playing Cash and Guns, or they're playing Trouble in Terrorist Town, and I'll just hop in there and be like, hey, can I play with you guys? And like, yeah, and I'll just hop in and play. There are a lot more events that I want to get accustomed, especially for EU-friendly ones. And there's a Godfather one I want to do, especially for that group. And then for a group that has been with me from the beginning, that hasn't batted an eye, and they tell me, like, they do it because they believe in what I do and they want to support in any way, and they've been there from the start. So I want to do something special for them as well. It's very tough to organize a lot of these, and it's very tough to get everyone together, and it's also very tough to talk to people when I get in if others are around, because I do sometimes attract a bit of a crowd sometimes, and it's hard to get to everybody. That's why I never go into VRChat. If I'm ever in a bad mood, I will never go into VRChat. I put it off because I never want to like yell at anyone. We've all had bad days.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
we've all had bad days, and a lot of people ask me, how do you do it with so many people swarming you, going, Joey, look at this. And I've gotten used to it, and I understand that just like me, if I were to see someone, that I really, like a role model of mine, or someone I really respected. Yeah, like if I were to see Markiplier in a game, I could imagine me going up there and be like, Mark, like like, and I understand that, and I respect that fully, and each one of those people that do that, they deserve my attention, if at least even for a little bit. And that's why I never want to go in the game in a bad mood, because it could get very overwhelming with everybody, in your face, and saying, hey, Joey, like, Joey, it gets, you get a little overwhelmed. And but I've handled it very, very good so far. I'm pretty accustomed to it, and I've gotten to know how it kind of works. And yeah, so I just I always make sure to never go in the game in a bad mood, because it would destroy me if I ever like lash out, like, guys, like, back up, like, please, like, that would destroy me if I ever, you know, yelled at anybody in this community for everything they've done for me. So I make it a point to never go in. If I'm having a bad day or something, I don't even go in VRChat. I stay away, because that community and everyone, every single person in it is very important.
Yeah.
Someone in chat.
Regarding that, sorry, Theo. Regarding that, I've seen you in VRChat a few times, but I usually never walk up to you because there's so many people around you. And even though I'm in a voice call right now with 140 people watching, mind you, I am a lot more shy in person. So
it's funny how you say that, in person, because it's virtual reality.
Yeah,
but it really
VR
feels like
I treat it as
like
in person because it feels like that. Yeah.
It's amazing that you said that, because it's always, this game has always felt like that to me. Like, you're really in person, and that's why I put a stress on it to make sure I try to give, even if it's a little time, to any person that sees me in game, I try to give them at least a little time, you know, that I could. But no, you're not shy at all. And if you see me, and I always tell everybody, if you do see me, you know, in game, I don't bite. You could come up and talk to me. You could ask anybody who's done it. I've never shut anybody out. I've never been like, talk down to them, or ever. I would never do that. And when I read stories, you know, of like, you know, people, I always like, people like, oh, you know, I met like Robert De Niro. So this is just false. Nobody's ever said this to me. Oh, I met Robert De Niro. Everybody always asks, how is he? Is he nice? It's the first thing everybody always asks, you know, like, is he nice? And people will be like, no, he was terrible. Like, he was so mean and everything. Or someone will be like, oh, he was like the nicest guy ever. And I never want to be known as that mean guy, because I really genuinely care. And that is another reason why I don't go in the game if I'm in a bad mood. I stay away. But please, if you see me in there, come up to me. I do not bite. It might be a little hectic. I'll pull aside and be able to talk for, you know, a little bit. I try to crowd control as best as I can, but sometimes it's a little too much. But I will never bite, and I love meeting new people all the time, especially when it's very important for them to even just talk to me. They deserve to have my time, because they've given me so much. This whole community has. So please feel free to come up to me at any time.
Yeah, you might have seen me look over people's shoulders last time.
I have.
During Ricon's wedding.
Yeah, during the wedding. During the wedding. That was a fun wedding. That was a fun wedding, and there's an example, like events like that where I know it's important. I will be there.
Yeah.
You know, I will be at these things. I was at a wedding yesterday, also last night. I helped with I hopped on the stream with Ash and Ryan. We played Sea of Thieves, and with Zero, you know, I wanted to help out with the stream there, because that's what this community is about. It's all about us helping each other out and being there for each other. And if I can't do that, and I'm one of the top voices, you know, one of the multiple big voices in this community, if I can't, you know, back up my actions like that, where we're all supposed to help each other, then that's being a hypocrite, and that just shows that I can't do that. I always do my best to portray that and help anybody I can. So
yeah.
Nagzz, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is a chat. This is a comment from the chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, how triggering was Fortnite?
It was, for the first beginning, it was about a 9.3. But then when I got carried, like when I had the group with me, it became like a 5. Because I was just being purely carried, and I wasn't really doing anything besides looking like a noob futzing around with didn't even know how to build. So it wasn't as triggering then, but in the beginning, it was quite triggering. But I remember the chat calmed me down, because I was like, well, what should I do? And they're like, just stay there. We want you to get as far as possible. Don't move. That less triggered me. I was like, wow, they want me to succeed, and they know how bad I am. And then I actually took a stop and I looked, you know, I was like, there's a lot of people here, and as bad as this is, they could be watching like Ninja or something, you know, like tear it up in Fortnite, but they're here watching this complete noob, you know, play. And to me, that like lowered the tilt down. I'm like, they're here for me, you know, and I appreciate that. So but yeah, it was tilting. It was tilting.
I saw you die, and the guy stood on top of your body and did the L on the forehead dance, and you almost lost it.
That's because that's stupid. I can't believe a game implements that. You're allowed to. That got me.
What makes me mad in Fortnite, especially like on console too, because people can build really fast on like PC, but people have learned to build really fast on PS4. I get so pissed, and I start like anytime I see someone, and if they're building really quickly, and then they kill me, and they're wearing any kind of cosmetic. Oh, hello, test. Testing.
Do we lose me?
No, I can hear you, Nags.
It should work.
Test.
Nothing.
Can Nags hear
was it
us?
me? Did I lag?
Test.
I think so.
I could hear you. Test. Sorry, continue. I saw the triggering. I heard the triggering of the PS4. It might have been. I might have had a drop. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. So what I had said was people can build really quickly on PC. You know, you see Ninja, he's just boom, 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 like instant house in like half a second. And then on console, people are learning to build really quickly. I have such a horrible time with building. It takes me like 5 minutes to try to build something. So, and whenever I see someone building quickly and they kill me, and they have some kind of cosmetic or they have paid money, I instantly go, oh, it's a pay-to-win player. I get so triggered. I get so salty. I start saying, oh, they're pay-to-win. They spent money, so it doesn't matter. Oh, I get the salt pours when that happens.
It's good to know I'm not the only salty one, so that feels good.
Like, oh, I hate it.
Matter of
Did you
fact,
know
I
that
don't
the-
even like Fortnite.
Neither do I.
That's an unpopular opinion right
Yeah.
now.
I did
Now,
have those.
I just want to show you something, Nags, and I'm just going to DM it to you. It's quite good, and I've been working on this for a while. It's a Discord bot that I'm planning on getting moderation and everything for, and this is basically, it gives your profile and links to your Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. That's pretty cool. It just has everything all lined up.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get a bio done for you with a little explanation of who you are, and I'm doing that for every single content creator with VRChat, and I've been working on it for only a week.
Oh, that's awesome.
What did you say, Lusa?
Will you add me as well?
No, I'll add you, Lusa. Yes. But
Yay.
I'd like to know your opinion on how that is, Nags. Like, if you like it.
No, I definitely like it. What for a lot of people, especially like the new ones, like when I started, I was one of those people who would put my Twitch like in my name and play games. You know, I would go into like I did that first with VRChat when I first went in. I was like, you know, youtube.com/Nagzz21TV. That was my name. You know, and same thing with many games. Like I did that, you know, to promote, because when you're small, when you're a small content creator, it's any means that you could find. You need to, otherwise nobody's gonna know about you. It's tough, and I think that's fantastic for when someone does pique an interest in someone, and you know, it's people want to know like, well, what else does he have? What else does this person have? They could randomly stumble upon you, get a liking to you, and if they don't have your information on where to go or see, they could lose that interest just like that. Attention span is very, I know that from marketing, it's very limited. You have about 5 to like 7 seconds to grasp someone, especially in the start of a video or if it's in an article. You have such limited time, and if in that limited time they find an interest in you and they're looking for your stuff, and they got to go digging for your stuff, the interest starts to slowly dwindle. But if it's there right at the fingertips, it does a world of wonders.
I'm seeing something in the chat. People are wondering about donations. We'll get to them
Yeah.
soon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
With what?
Oh, people
okay.
have
Guess what?
donated.
People were asking.
Yeah.
People were saying donations weren't going through. They were really confused. They were like, "Wait, where's the money going?"
No, they're definitely going through. Don't worry about it. We'll get to them soon.
Thank you for the
In fact,
donations. If you
I'll go
actually
on
are
donations and
donating,
check them now.
I don't think we've like actually promoted any of that at all. So thank you a lot. Like, trust us, we really appreciate it if you've been donating. We didn't realize this.
Right. So
Take it from Toast.
the first one is Posha. Rain some gay monies, okay? And the other one is the Wawa. The Wawa has come. Say hi to Nags, and I watched this all day and love your streams, right? Thank you, Wawa.
Wawa's
Is that-
awesome.
Is that the actual Wawa, the sack person? Yes, it is. Oh, that just reminds me of that video where Wawa shoes.
Oh no, Wawas. Yeah. That was funny.
Sheetz is better than Wawa's gas station. Fight me on that. Sheetz has the best French fries ever. I didn't know this until my friend said, let's go to Sheetz and get fries. I'm like, why would I go to a gas station for fries? She gave me a single fry. I practically had an orgasmic reaction in the car from a French fry, ladies and gentlemen. It was glorious. It was beautiful.
Glorious!
It was Sheetz French fries are the best I've ever had. It's crazy.
What? It's called Sheets?
Yeah, Sheetz. You've never been to Sheetz, Nags? They don't have Sheetz.
never
in
heard
Brooklyn.
of it.
Wow.
Never heard of
Holy
Sheets.
shit!
Man.
What?
Dang.
What is that?
That's
Oh, that's
It's
Kyouji.
Kyouji.
Amazing.
He always
I
screams in the
like
background.
to get very dramatic, because like I also have a voice capable of different tones. I don't know if you remember back then, but like I could do lots of voices, so that's why I did know. Holy shit! Well, I could do a lot better, because now that I'm home alone, you can bet I can do a lot of things.
Well, now I'll never forget
Chad, I'm
Sheets.
not
Thanks to
lying.
him.
I'm not lying, Chad. The Sheetz French fries, no, they're really good.
Holy shit!
Oh,
It
I-
smelled like this. It smelled like this. Sheets. It has like a Z at the end. Like
Oh,
sheet,
no.
like you're putting a sheet on you, and it has a Z at the end as well.
why does that make it
That's
worse?
kinky.
Oh, so
Oh,
someone brought up the number 50. Number
Oh, boy.
15. Sheets, fried lettuce.
Stop
The last
it.
thing you want, the
No.
last thing
See,
you want in your
no.
Nagzz coffee
Stop.
is foot fungus.
No. Fatty
Oh.
health.
I think I
21
heard.
is that.
I think I heard a call. Someone getting a call.
I'm
I think it was
actually
Nagzz.
wondering what
That was-
Nagzz
it was
is
me,
thinking
don't
right now.
It was my girlfriend, and I had to mute it. I'll call back.
Max, I'm really sorry, but I made the chat. The chat's now spamming Sheets21 instead of
And number
Nagzz.
50.
What?
Oh no!
Oh my!
Welcome
Since
back to the
Thelv
top
did that.
15 best gas stations. Number 15, Sheets
Thelv,
21.
no.
Oh my
you
god.
Serving
become-
the best.
T-Health become bootleg Nags, and that we'll deal with.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We got a lot of donations today. We're gonna get to them, okay? Did you just send me a Mat 6 pillow thing? What is this? You get Fiji water, maybe send me some spoons. There's a lot of things. You know, if you say poi one more time, we got a lot of memes, okay? Memes, and
That's a pretty good impression. That's really good.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm having so much fun. This is like the best cop podcast we've had.
Someone wants me to say poi.
I like this. Seriously.
Please.
So I've said boy.
I'm going! I'm going!
Quiet.
You know what? Because those two are doing impressions, so I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do a Kyouji from Skyrim. Kyouji has wares if you have coin. And I'm done. Tell Nag it's our fault. What?
Tell that. Wait, what? Whose fault?
Wawa just said, Ray, tell Nags that it's our fault.
Oh, what? Twitch chat? It is their fault. It's always their fault. It's always gonna be their fault. Always.
Jesus
Always blame the
Christy.
chat.
What if you have no coin? Oh god. I have no idea if you've played Skyrim, Nags. But...
I have not actually. Everybody's getting.
Oh,
I've not played Skyrim or what is it? Soul Steel? No, Soul something.
Dark Souls?
Dark Souls. Yeah, I never played that. Everybody yells at me.
Oh,
I never
you
watch
need to
anime.
play
Everybody
that.
yells at me. I get yelled at every day. Everybody. They're like, "You live in a box." No, I live in this little 4x4 little area. That's where I live.
Nags, I
Okay.
swear to God, when you play Dark Souls, you have to invite me.
If I ever play it, I heard it's a really tilting
Oh,
game. I
make
don't know
him
if I wanna play it.
stream Dark Souls. You will
I
get
don't know
so
if I wanna
many
play
viewers
it.
now. So many viewers, I'm not even kidding you. People will be there strictly to see you throw your headset.
I don't want to do that. I'm probably never streaming that just because of what you just said right there. And I've heard it's really tilting. I do not want to do that.
Starting boss.
When you
instantly
do,
dies. Welcome to Dark Souls.
when you do actually make it, it's really rewarding though. So
It's a really good game. It's just
yeah,
it's hard. That's just what it is.
yeah, it's really
hard.
hard.
Difficult.
Do you
What?
remember when in old times, like when games were actually hard, and you couldn't
Yes.
just cheese them? That's kind
Mario.
of what Dark Souls is like.
The old Mario's. Oh man. I almost threw my
yeah.
Game Boy Advance so many times from Mario.
Yes.
That's kind of how you have to imagine vessels.
At VRYou. See, this is from Crumb. If he gets if Nagzz gets $10,000 in his next charity stream, will he dress up as an anime girl?
Yes.
Oh no.
What? What? Huh?
This was Crumb in the chat. who
Nagzz,
just
say
said-
no. Say no for your own good.
No. I will listen. No. I love the anime community. I am starting to like anime. I'm learning. Okay, but we're not gonna really go in depth and learn.
Nagzz,
that
you'll be a
much.
trap. You'll be a
No,
trap.
no,
You'll be trap
not-
21.
no,
Trap
no.
21.
Don't do it.
No.
Trap
no,
21. Let's do it.
No.
Trap
Never.
21.
Oh
It's-
no!
I'll do other things, but I can't do that. No,
Ooh,
I can't.
Oh my. Kinky.
Never.
Hey Nagzz, are you okay? Because you're like 25 minutes overdue.
No, it's all right. This is helping. Like this is for a good thing. I could stay. I could 5:45. I'll hop off.
All right.
And then
Cool.
I have to go.
Okay.
All right.
I can push it a little
Yeah,
bit.
we
See
still-
how bad my time. See how bad my time management is. Like it's bad, I guess, because things extend. But
Yeah.
no, this is a lot of fun. You guys are doing great. I really like what you're bringing to the community, like a podcast.
I
it's
think-
fantastic.
We are a
Spaceship
little
Podcast.
chaotic
This is
sometimes, but
Wawa.
that's all part of the plan. So,
Right. Wawa wants to say hello.
Hello.
hello, Wawa.
What's that?
Is this Wawa?
It is hi.
Wawa. Hi, Wawa.
Wawa!
Sheets is better than you. Sheets is better than you.
He's
God.
not better than me. Thank you very much.
Well, there we go.
I have
This
to
is the
say
Wawa
that,
guy.
yes, I am the Wawa guy.
Amazing.
Amazing indeed. Now,
Do you like
Thelv,
cereal?
Why
I
did you
asked
shout the
because
most?
of your profile pic.
yes, I would
Yeah.
like some cereal.
I don't know if you're the real Wawa or not.
How can you tell?
All right, guys, this is still about Nagzz, so let's focus on
No,
Nagzz.
I'm enjoying listening to this. You don't need to speak. I'm just listening.
Okay. As
Well,
long
just
as you're
like
okay
your
with it.
opinions don't matter. You can't know. It's
Hey.
Nagzz is king. Nagzz is queen.
Nagzz is Max's what is it? Slave, yeah.
Wait, what? Yo, what?
Nutty?
What? Not nanny. What?
He's saying nanny.
Oh my god.
Nagzz, it's Nani. It's not Nanny.
Nani?
I have my own language. It's nanny. My own language. I get accustomed to things.
Right.
I don't know. I sometimes I just because I don't understand these terms. There's so many of them, and everybody says to me like, how do you not know the difference between a sundeer and a yondeer? And I'm like, all right. So when I talk to someone, I go, tell me what a sundeer is, and they're like, all right. So what it is basically, blah, blah, blah. They explained it like someone with emotions that wants to kill you. I don't know, whatever they say. And then someone goes, then the person next to them, who's also big into that, is like, that's not true. Actually, it's this and this. And then they argue in front of me. And I'm like, all right, well, is anybody going to tell me what the... So I never know anything. That's what happens every time.
Now, Nagzz, let me get your opinion on this. Did you call Leroy a thought?
Did I? Probably
Yes.
in my career, I probably have. Yeah.
If she breathes, she's a thought.
But what if you're breathing? Would that mean you're a thought?
No,
Oh,
if she
Oh,
breathes.
no.
Just if she
oh
breathes. she's a
no,
thought.
no, no.
Are you calling yourself a thought?
Gotta run away. Spartacus, be honest.
I'll ask you about that, Kara. Right, Wawa, I'm just
Oh yeah,
gonna move
what
you back
Karon
down
just
to
said.
general.
All
I'd actually like to
right.
ask that too.
There you go.
And there
Oh,
goes
my
Wawa.
Can someone do that thing that Karan asked in the chat?
Yes.
That'd be a
Nagzz,
bit awkward if I did it.
Nagzz, I don't know if you were there, but a couple weeks, I think it was 2 weeks back, Lusa did a live stream that was advertised in a lot of places where he got 1.8k in donations, which really helped Lusa. Just what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts is it just shows how amazing this community is. And I remember at the time, I remember it. I popped in, I saw what was going on. I heard from everyone.
Did?
Everybody told me. I did. I lurk all the time. I lurk in Thelv's broadcast. I just lurk. I don't like
You've
to,
lurked in my. Oh.
see the thing is, if I don't want it to sound bad, but if I type somewhere or anything, I like to lurk in streams because I want it to all be about the streamer.
Yeah.
And if I type if I type anything, or like I'll slip in, you could ask Countless, I slip in and I send a donation and I'll say I'll write something, and then everybody will be like, Nagzz, oh my god, Nagzz is here, and they'll talk. I want it to be about the streamer. I don't want any of the attention on me. I do not want that at all. So I lurk. Same thing with Discords. If I type a lot of people, and I get it, like a lot of people want to, like talk to me and whatever, but for certain things, it's all about the streamer. It's all about the person streaming. I do not want to take that away. I'm there as a fan. When I watch streams, I'm sitting down. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm not Nagzz21. I'm fan 21. And I sit down and I want to eat and I want to watch, I don't want to, take that away. I want to sit back, relax, and kick it. And I think that was fantastic what the community did, especially where a lot of tough things were happening all at once. And it just shows that we could ride all of that out, because a lot of bad happened all at once together. That's the type that could really take down a community, bring everybody down and then kind of start a chain reaction of more bad events. They always say bad things happen in threes. So seeing a good come out like that and seeing everybody band together and see how the community still stands, and if anything, stronger than ever by the way I see it, it's fantastic. So I was very proud to hear that. I'm really glad it helped Lusa out. And it just, like I said, we're all here to help each other out. We're all here to have each other's back. And that, it's simple as that. That's what makes this community very different than many. Many communities, they're just there to hang out, play games. We're more of like a family. At least it feels like that to me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree.
Yeah. At that time, actually, when that was happening, I was literally fighting to hold back tears, because that was.
Dude, let it out. I cry like a baby when I get like a $50 donation. You need to let it out.
I would have never imagined even a tenth of that happening. Like, that was insane. I knew this community was amazing, but that day I was just overwhelmed by what they could do. I'm so thankful for it. I don't even know how to express it, even to this day.
You deserve it, man. And I'm gonna be kind of serious actually now for this topic. I've been joking the whole time, but I do want to say that a lot of stuff has happened in the past 3 to 4 months. You remember back in December, I posted saying what's going on. I posted on Twitter, I said it in Discord, I said it every single day. I said, guys, something is wrong. I said everyone is having life-changing things. Matt 6 had to stop YouTube. That was pretty much the start of it. And from that point, suddenly everyone's having horrible things, family members dying, people in horrible financial situations, like all these like drastic things started happening, and they happened over and over and over and over, and it never stopped. And I said, maybe January will be better. January was the same thing. Maybe it'll be better in February. Still happened. And I was like, why does this keep happening? Like, to me, it was almost like a weird, it's like, how is this physically possible for this many bad things in a single small community to happen over and over? And then March hit, and March was one of the biggest things. We had what happened with Kiera. We happened, what happened with you, Lusa. All these, that was like the pinnacle. That was the peak of the down parts. And we're like, how are we going to come back from this? There's arguments on the fan Discord. People are like, oh, we're trying to bring the content creators back, and we're trying to make everything better. We're putting our heart into everything. And then it just clicked. And I haven't seen almost nearly as much bad things happen so far at the end of March. It's amazing. And I think that is because through this entire time that all of this has been happening, everyone stayed together. There were some people that broke down, they couldn't do it anymore, but through this, the community became stronger. Nagzz is totally telling the truth. He's 100% right, because even though we were in our darkest time, everyone came together more than I've ever seen before. I mean, so many thousands of dollars of donations to people having, hard times. The situation with Butterfly, she got scammed with fraud. People are helping her like crazy now. Everyone's coming together, and it is completely beautiful to see that people are not abandoning it whenever it's not sunshine and rainbows, and that's just amazing.
Yeah.
That tells, I mean, it's very easy to ride the good times, the high times for anything, whether it be for a job, whether it be for a community, whether it be for yourself. It's easy, and it takes no skill whatsoever to ride when everything's going great. It's easy. It determines on what you do on those low times, because it's always going to be a roller coaster no matter what in life. It depends on how you ride those out, and if you could stick it through and continue to look forward and march forward, that's going to determine, it's going to make everything, it's going to make you stronger, it's going to make the community stronger, whichever. It's easy to ride those high times. It's all what you do in those low times really affects and tells a lot about you, and that tells a lot about me, about this community, that we were able to ride out those low times. And they're going to it's going to happen, it's inevitable. They'll be back, just like the high times are going to be back too, where we're going to be doing great. It's a ride that's going to make us, that has made us stronger. And I could already tell, if we could ride something like that, especially that hit in the beginning of March, something as drastic as that, we all rode that out to here we are, still stronger than ever. That says a lot about this community.
Yeah, I can easily say this community is definitely the best thing that is out there right now. Easily.
No, I can say the same. I have never really played VRChat, but with what this has done for me, this whole community, it's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you don't even have to play VRChat to be part of this community. I haven't played it once yet. I did a quick test to see if maybe I can do it. Maybe, who knows, in a month or two when I have time, but I've never played it, and here I am. And, with the support of everyone and people, being friends with me and everything, despite me not doing VRChat. That's something I was afraid of, is that if I looked at the community and I thought, people will only care about you if you do nothing but VRChat. It has to be VRChat, it has to be VR. It was kind of true, honestly. At the beginning of the fan Discord, when we were talking, we were saying, can we promote? It's like, no, only people that play VRChat can promote. And then we branched out. I said, well, there's people that should be able to share what they do, even if it's not VRChat. Yes, everything's the hub, but everyone has their own thing. You know what I mean? Everyone has their specialty of what they do, and people should be able to share that and be a part of the community and not be isolated.
Yeah.
I have no idea what we're doing, because we're not talking about anything that we can keep a track on.
We just let it sink in.
Yeah. Well, this is deep. This is coming from us. This is our feelings. This isn't just like organized questions and stuff.
Yeah.
But then Calran just brought up Donatsu reached a huge goal and everything. And Lusa, do you want to say something on that?
I don't actually know what this is about.
Me either. Lollydog? Oh, well. But a lot of donations went to Donatsu and reached a lot of sub-goals. And 2K followers on Twitch and double, jeez.
Yeah.
Ray, I just realized something. I am really, really sorry. I now have to go. I missed lunch today and dinner, and so I need to go and get food.
Hamburgers with an emphasis on S. Yes,
cheeseburgers. Emphasis on the plural. Multiple cheeseburgers will be consumed in the next hour. Okay.
Cheeseburgers, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I thank you everyone for listening. Thank you, Nagzz, for being here. I know it takes time out of your day. We really appreciate you coming here and talking, and I hope you enjoyed the time of being here, because I know I did. This was one of the most fun podcasts we've ever done.
Oh, I had a blast. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No problem.
All right, I'll see you guys. I'll see you, chat. Make sure.
Wait.
Subscribe to everything. Self-promotion. Don't drop the toothbrush. Kyouji, what is it?
Wait till before you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you like to eat cheeseburgers?
Oh my god.
Oh, the mantis thing. All right, guys. I'll see you. Everyone have a good day.
See you later, Thelv.
See you, Thelv.
Yeah.
Oh.
I ship it.
Ship it, what?
Ship
Ship what?
Ship what?
Nani?
I ship many things.
Yeah, you do. Indeed, you do.
Yeah, sure you do.
So nice.
Anyway, as a closing topic, I just wanted to talk about what I've recently seen on Twitter a lot, and on YouTube. A lot of YouTubers have been leaving thank you messages and coming out on difficult things, like what Rad has been doing, and I think Ryan did it too. They were talking about how this community has changed their lives and have basically come out on with difficult things. What do you guys think about that?
I think that because of this community and how there's never any judgment given, everybody's very open, everybody's very accepting, it makes things easier. And that's why I love this game so much, because it gives people the ability to reach different things that they weren't able to, such as, you know, anybody with social anxiety. This game gives them that opportunity to take baby steps, to be able to speak up, to be able to, you know, engage with different people and talk to new people. I hear it all the time that they're confined and they get nervous. You know, this game allows you to do that. This game, and this community, because it's so open and nobody ever judges anybody, you're able to speak about things that are you know, on your chest, and come out with certain things that you've had bottled up inside, because you know everybody's going to be accepting of it, and it gives that person the ability to lift that weight that they've had for so long and actually tell it to people, and that opens up other opportunities for them to better themselves in the real world. So I think this game has done more than just a game, and this community has done more than just be a community. It's succeeded on so many levels that I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a few months ago now, I've actually come out with certain very private things as well. And in the past, I've been, I guess I'll say, judged for it. And when I did that here, all I got was love, and it was just overwhelming, you know. It's amazing what this community can do for other people, how accepting they are, and it's just so nice.
Yep.
It's done a lot for me as well. I can't really say it because it's rather depressing and I don't really want to bring that up. But it's helped me in a lot of ways. And doing this podcast and you being here, Nagzz, is just amazing, because I joined without even knowing this community and somehow got to where I am. And now having you on is just amazing, because you mean a lot to me and to everyone as well. So it's just nice and really, really makes me happy that you can be here and talk to us.
You're very welcome. I thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's little things like that, like what you just said, that make everything all worth it. And thank you. Like I said, a lot of people don't realize how much of an impact you all have on me. And something like that, what you just said, just made my day. It really did. Thank you so much, Ray.
Thank you, Nagzz. Now,
Nagzz, I think
podcast very soon.
I think the things you're going to be reading on your stream are going to make your day even better. So just prepare for that.
Oh man. Oh man.
Especially for the last one, because that's going to be mine.
Right, I'm on
Right,
that.
I'll be prepared. I'm gonna have another cup of coffee right after I exit from here, and have another one prepared on the way.
Yeah, prepare yourself.
Oh, Crumb wants me to read the donation. Which donation is this? Also, Nagzz. Huey says hi, and people say, "Don't be late to the community stream."
Someone also said, I think I saw it briefly. Someone said it wouldn't be a Nagzz stream if he wasn't late. I mean, that is true.
Yeah.
And I did want to. What did I want to say? Oh, for Pewee saying hi, Pewee, I saw your. This is just a quick thing to Pewee. I saw your Jurassic Park video, and I died laughing. I had like 4 people send it to me too. I'm not going to be able to play it on the community stream just because of the copyright with the Jurassic Park song in there, so do not be offended by that. I really wanted to, but I know that I'll get hit with that. So whenever I had the last, like 2 out of the last 3 streams, 2 of them already had copyright like claims on them, so I got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that, I think we are done
Wait.
here.
Yeah, I think it's over. And
You think?
Nagzz, I think, by that I'm pretty sure. So Nagzz, I really thank you for being here. It's amazing. And for everyone in chat, we'll be here same time, starting the same time next week with our guest VRChat man or Tosha, which is going to be, oh god, insane.
Papa Nagzz is a
Maybe
pimp.
just memes.
Well,
No,
I do thank you guys for having me. This is fantastic, and I really love what you're doing. That's why I'm happy you had me to be a part of it. I think it's great. I think you guys are all fantastic in bouncing convos off of each other and very organized, and I'm pretty sure the chat enjoyed it too. So again, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to hearing more of your podcast as a fan, where I could sit and eat my food and lurk. So I look forward to it.
Yeah, you have let me know that you lurk.
Everybody knows I do. I just try to keep it. I'll you can even ask for me and I'll be like, yeah, I'm here. Don't worry.
We're happy to have you here too.
Yeah.
Thank you guys again. I appreciate it.
You were a great guest.
Also, Nagzz, if you want, you can tell people that, like your friends who are content creators, to see if they want to be a guest, because we appreciate it. Shameless self-promotion.
For sure.
We need guests.
I could bring Ryan on. He might not say much, but I could bring him on for you guys.
Hey, Nagzz, have you seen episode 6 of our stream?
Have I seen what?
Episode 6 of our podcast.
Episode 6 was
Yes.
that was was that last week? Was that 2 weeks ago?
That was 2 weeks ago, yes.
2 weeks ago? I think I did. Yes. Why?
Oh no. The possibly little goof up I made, that's why.
I didn't see that. Can you tell me? I don't remember. I would know it.
He doesn't want it. Because he's
Yeah.
too
But
nervous.
basically, I mistook someone for the tomato Ryan. I mistook someone. That's what happened.
You confused
You
my
didn't see that
brother?
part?
You confused my brother?
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I made a complete goofball of myself. I was all excited and everything, but then it was just when I realized I was like, oh no!
What?
That's Kyouji.
I didn't hear you. I think that my Discord pooped a
No,
little bit, so.
no, I'm here. That was just me going,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh god, it was so embarrassing.
Basically, this podcast is organized chaos.
I like it.
Yes.
It's best viewing when it's organized case. But you guys are actually very organized, so I enjoyed it.
Thank
It
you.
was
We try.
Yeah.
Well, then again, I don't do anything.
If I have to thank anyone for that, it's
Oh,
Lusa.
you mistook Hammy the butler for Ryan. How could you confuse Hammy and Ryan?
I don't know.
Because
I
Hammy's
didn't
real
remember-
name is Ryan.
Ryan. I don't know why. It was just that time. I was just sorry if I sounded echoey. I'm going outside my room. It's just like I don't know why. My brain was just registering something completely else. I was like sort of in different land, and I just register as Tomato Ryan. But I don't know why. It's like I never realized that myself until someone told me. I was like, then I thought about it. I was like, and yeah, as I demonstrated before. Oh no! Yeah.
Wait, and I got a question. Your Trapman's going to be on next week, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I able to submit one question?
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Oh,
can
go
I do
ahead.
it? Who do I send? Where do I submit a question to? Because I have one. I'm very interested.
Oh,
It's not
yeah.
bad. It's like a serious one.
Just send
I've
it
always
to
wanted
me.
ask him.
You can send it to me.
Okay, cool.
Because I am the manager. For anyone who
Who's
doesn't
gonna
know.
be the next shout out Nagzz? Find out in his next episode.
That was awesome.
Find out next time on the next episode of VRYou Podcast.
Oh no.
Oh no!
You've got mail.
You got
I
me.
love doing that.
Okay, before we end, Nagzz.
Oh no.
Nagzz,
Lusa.
are you there?
Nice.
Oh, I definitely lagged. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I definitely lagged. I'm getting like lag spikes. Don't know why.
Oh.
Did you say something? It,
Yeah,
like, went out.
I said your name and I was just waiting, like,
Oh yeah,
are
what'd you say?
there?
Yes, I'm here now. It's back.
Will you add me?
What, as a friend?
Yes.
You do this in front of everybody, so I have to say yes, huh?
Uh-huh.
So I have to say yes, huh, Lusa?
I want to be friends.
Friend, all of us. I'm kidding.
I mean-
no,
I mean, we've tried-
I have you as a.
I mean,
I have
we've-
you as a friend on Discord. What are you talking
No,
about?
I mean in VR. We've tried like
in
twice, but it kept failing.
I'm not friend worthy.
I will. Yes, I will add you in VR. I usually do it when I see someone, and it's been buggy a bit. Just because the friend request list is crazy. But yes, of course I'll add you. Only if you come up to me though, when you see me next, and you talk to me, and you don't hide behind people's shoulders. You come up to me, and you talk. Done. Deal.
All right.
Deal. Perfect. And we'll talk.
Okay,
From
wait.
I'll try my best.
Perfect
got it.
bargain.
I think that's a fair trade. That's a fair trade.
Someone sent me "The Show Must Go On" that song because they want the podcast to carry on. Oh, that's amazing. So
Get ready
actually,
for.
I'm
get
gonna
ready
thank
for
Inferno for that. No, what are you saying?
Yay.
What?
What?
Nani?
At this point, we're just kind of goofing around.
Indeed,
This
we are.
normally means we've gotten to the point of stupidity.
Yeah.
And
Goofing off is what we
it's
do
near the
best,
end of the
especially
podcast.
me.
Me, I say the most randomest thing like Kinky Daddy 69 all the time. Ooh.
Jesus.
All right, so that's where I'm gonna head off because I'm gonna.
Yeah,
I know I'm gonna get
we
yelled
are
at- I'm
we are
yelled
gonna
at
end
from-
the stream as well. So
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys again for having me. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to tuning in next week. That's going to be a lot of fun. And again, I think you guys are doing a fantastic job. Thanks again.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on here, Nagzz.
Thank you guys. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys later.
You have a
You
toasty
too.
day.
Okay.
All right, Ray.
Okay.
Do you wanna close it off?
Sure. Right, so we've reached the end of the podcast. Nagzz has gone to probably prepare for his stream and get ready and have his coffee. So we're just going to thank everyone that's new to the podcast for joining, and it's amazing. And thank you everyone for the donations today. It really means a lot. This really couldn't be anywhere without you guys. So next week we'll be here on the same time as usual. 4 p.m. EST?
4 p.m.
Yeah.
EST. Yes.
4 p.m. EST with VRChat as guest. So we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys and have a toasty day.
And don't forget to get ready for Kinky Daddy 69 all the time.
Someone just said the real